What's going on, guys? So sorry it took me so long to come out with this video. Just been a little busy, but I'm gonna go ahead and address it now. And yesterday we received news that we didn't necessarily want to hear, but we kind of expected it, with Marqise Lee being put on the IR and he's going to miss the rest of the season. He took a really nasty shot to the knee the other day against the Falcons, and yeah, he's going to be out for the year, which obviously sucks. But you know, it's not the end of the world. You know, I mean, I love Marqise Lee. Like, you know, he's a really good person. Like, he's one of the nicest guys, like, on the Jaguars. And with losing Marqise Lee, man, you lose a lot of experience. You know, our oldest guys, wide receivers on the team, were between like the big five. You know, you have guys like Marqise Lee, Moncrief, Keelan Cole, D.D. Westbrook, and DJ Chark. And you know, the two top guys were Marqise Lee and Dante Moncrief. Both of those guys were entering their 5th NFL seasons. But when you look at the other guys combined, between D.D. Westbrook, Keelan Cole, and DJ Chark, those guys combined to only have 2 years of NFL experience. So, you know, with this injury, we lose a lot when it comes to experience. And Marqise Lee, he's a really big leader for this team. He's a possession type of receiver that Blake Bortles can give it to him on slant route, and he can rely on him to kind of catch the ball, even though he kind of led the NFL in drops, which I'll get to later. But the one reason why the Jaguars like him, they re-signed him, is just because he's a big team player and he's very, very good when it comes to run blocking. Not many receivers are very willing to be run blockers, I mean, and really do stuff for the team. You know, we had a guy like Allen Robinson who was more kind of concerned about his numbers and whether he's going to be in a Pro Bowl year in, year out. Well, you have a guy like Marqise Lee that's like, look, I'm down to get my hands dirty. I'm down to go in there and win a gritty football game. I'm down to, you know, go in there and block people if I have to. You know, I'm down to do it whatever I need to do. And, you know, I really respect Marqise Lee for that. But, you know, when you look around at the different kind of units on a team, you know, what would you rather lose? Your number 1 wide receiver and like Marqise Lee, or would you rather lose Leonard Fournette? You know, would you rather lose the number 1 quarterback, Blake Bortles? Would you rather lose Andrew Norwell? You know, Jalen Ramsey, Telvin Smith. You can go on and on, you know. The wide receiver position, it's one position. I mean, we got a bunch of good kind of players in there. Marqise Lee, in my opinion, was probably like, he was probably the least dynamic. I mean, we know what we got out of Marqise Lee. And, you know, when you look at kind of some of the bad things about Marqise Lee, you know, he might have indirectly made us lose 2 games last season. He obviously had a drop against the Jets where, you know, if he catches that and we kick a field goal at that spot, you know, we give Jason Myers a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. You know, if who knows if he would have made it, but it will at least would have given us an opportunity to do that. Against the Arizona Cardinals, he dropped a pass on basically in the flats, an easy catch that basically, if he caught it, you know, who knows what would have happened. The clock would have been rolling. We wouldn't have given the Cardinals the ball back with time to really score on us. And, you know, that's exactly what happened when the kicker went in there and made a game-winning kick against us. So, you know, you look at this and you wonder, you know, should the Jaguars go out and sign a wide receiver? Most notably, Dez Bryant. And it's an interesting topic of conversation, but, you know, if the Jaguars were interested in Dez Bryant, he'd probably already be on the team. Because, you know, when you look to replace somebody with an injury, you look to replace that player with somebody who has a very, very similar play style. Marqise Lee and Dez Bryant have very, very opposite play styles. And from all accounts, I hear Dez Bryant, you know, I haven't really broken down film and watched, you know, much of him, but from all I hear, you know, from the experts, is that he's, you know, lost a lot of speed. He doesn't really get separation, and, you know, he's just a little bit like washed up. And, you know, he's obviously hasn't been taking the market value for him. You know, the market thinks he's down here, but he thinks he's up here. He's declined 2 deals on the record. You know, he declined a multi-year deal from the Ravens, and he also declined a deal from the Browns. So, you know, he values himself more than what the market perceives that he's worth. He's a guy who's going to demand the ball, and, you know, I don't know how much it's going to do with like team chemistry if you're going to have him like in the players' ears and in the quarterback's ears trying to get him the ball. You know, I know he really cares about the game. I know he's very, very passionate, but I just don't see him like as being a fit for the Jaguars. And like I said, if the Jaguars were interested in Dez Bryant, having Marqise Lee on a roster like is not stopping that. But yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see kind of, you know, Marqise Lee, he's a big leader, and I'll be interested to see if I actually see him on the sidelines at NFL, at like these Jaguar games, because one thing I noticed about Allen Robinson, when he got injured, you didn't see him anywhere. And you know, when he did come back, he came back after Devontae Adams signed a big deal. Like, he came back, he's like, okay, you know, I gotta look the part, you know, I gotta like get another contract, you know. Like, we'll see with Marqise Lee. I mean, he's a tremendous guy. He's a leader on the team, and I'd really hope to see him out there, just because, like I said, man, we've got a lot of youth at that position. Dante Moncrief's an old man, and everybody else is kind of like, you know, out there as like young players. So obviously, terrible news. You like don't want to hear this, but losing a guy like Marqise Lee is not going to stop us from like going to the ultimate goal of like winning the Super Bowl or anything. It's definitely a big loss for the team. You lose a lot of experience, but you know, the guy, he does have like sketchy hands. He led the NFL in drops last season, and you know, he's definitely not somebody that's, you know, he can't give the ball to him in crunch time, really count on him to really make that catch. So yeah, those are kind of my thoughts on the situation. Let me know what you guys kind of think of it. It's obviously terrible news. I hate to hear NFL players, you know, skilled players like that get hurt and like out for the season. But you know, hopefully Marqise Lee bounced back in year 2 of his new contract contract that he earned. So yeah, let me know what your guys' thoughts are in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys in the next vid.